Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It's been a while. Sorry for the delay, but I promised y'all that I was going to come back in August, and here we are. This is CJ UFC Picks. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe, like the video, share the video, and make sure to hit the notification bell so you can get all of our new episodes that are coming up right here on YouTube. Go check out my co-host Gibbs. He's got his own channel doing his own thing as well. And tonight we're breaking down UFC 305. It's going to be Dricus du Plessis versus the return of Israel Adesanya. And it's going to be a great fight. What do you think about this card, bro?
Man, it's going to be a great card. We got a lot of veterans on this card. We only got one debutant that we'll be getting into shortly, and I think it's going to be an action-packed card. I'm ready for it.
And I appreciate you, man, for hanging in there and coming back on the show, bro. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So let's get right to it. Israel Adesanya going against Dricus du Plessis for the for the championship belt, and then the co-main event is also really good, folks. We got Kaya France versus Steve Erceg. Let's get right into it. First fight of the night, ladies and gentlemen, scheduled to be in the men's flyweight division. We got Stewart Nicoll versus Jesus Aguilar. And I think this is the debut you were talking about, right, Stewart?
Yes, sir.
Stewart Nicoll, he's undefeated at 8-0, minus 225 favorite, 29 years old, 5'9". His reach is unavailable. Jesus Aguilar, he's 10-2, plus 185 underdog, 28 years old, 5'4", with a 62-inch reach. And I think this fight is going to be closer than the number says. We have the debuting Stewart Nicoll. He's number one in the flyweight division in his home country of Australia. And if you guys didn't know, this pay per view is in Australia, so he's going to have a home field advantage. Jesus Aguilar, 10-2, coming in at plus 185 underdog. Only two losses on his record, and he's been in the UFC already. He's fought Mateusz Mendoza and Shannon Ross. So far undefeated in the UFC. Or sorry, he lost to Tattoo the Tyra. I forgot about that. But Stewart Nicoll, man, he's pretty good. Pretty good prospect. He's still pretty young. Australian, like I said, is going to have a home field advantage. Um, minus 225 favorite. I feel like that's a little too wide, so I wouldn't blame people for betting or picking on Jesus Aguilar. The dude is tough as nails, and he's got a little bit of a dog in him, you know what I mean? But my pick for this fight, I'm going to stay away from this fight because I'm unsure of how good, actually good Stewart Nicoll is. And I hate betting on debuting fighters because I want to make sure that they're proven and that they can handle the UFC bright lights. You know what I mean? But ultimately, I'm going with Stewart Nicoll to win this fight by decision. Who you got?
Yeah, brother. I absolutely love the breakdown there, and I agree with everything you said for the most part. Stuart Nicoll, this dude is actually pretty good. He's a wrestler. We're gonna call him a grappler and wrestler. Honestly, that's what he likes to do in here. He has good jabs. He has good boxing. His head definitely probably doesn't move the most for me, but I would definitely say he's in there. He was fighting this one guy. His last fight, he was an undefeated guy. He was both 5-0. Took the guy down. He was beating him up, and this dude really wants ground and pound. I could see a big world in the world that we're living in where Stewart Nicoll is taking Aguilar down. The first round, he's getting controlled, just like we've seen Aguilar versus Valdez and Tatsuro Taira. I just think this is a fight where Nicoll is given a fight that he's going to definitely win by the UFC, in Australia. And, if he doesn't beat Aguilar, I don't see him beat anybody on the roster. But I think his skills will pay the bills in this one. And I think Stewart Nicoll will win his UFC debut. I will be going by decision, though. I don't think he's going to get a stoppage. He's been steamrolling everybody. and he only won one fight by decision. But I think that he's probably gonna win decision here, guys. We're gonna move on to the next one. Yeah, we're gonna move on to the next one where we got Ricky Glenn versus Kenan Song, and this is actually going to be a good one. We got Ricky Glenn coming up from 155. This is the welterweight division, folks. Um, we got Kenan Song, 170, 6 foot, 71 and a half inch reach. Then we got our Mr. Gladiator Ricky Glenn. You know, this dude, he's been getting knocked out left and right nowadays, but you know, he got knocked out by Drew Dober. Everybody kind of expected that. But it's the Cristo Siagos knockout that we're looking at like, oh yeah, this dude's chin's not there. Um, he has he's 6 foot as well. He's missing 1 inch in the height, excuse me, in the reach. So we're looking at a discrepancy in the reach, man. And we got a guy in Kenan Song who cracked Ian Gary. If Kenan Song had maybe just a little bit more pressure and volatility on his belt, he probably would have got Ian Gary out of there. So honestly, I think that this is a matchup where we're gonna see Kenan Song just boxing Ricky Glenn up. He's probably gonna rock him in the first round and probably get him out of there in the second round. I think that this is a tailor-made matchup for Kenan Song. And you have to remember Ricky Glenn is coming up from 155. That is the most important thing in this matchup to me. So I'm going Kenan Song by TKO, and I'm pretty confident on that. What you think, Mr. CJ?
I'm gonna agree with you on the pick, but I'm not betting this fight because both of these guys are wishy-washy fighters, especially Ricky Glenn. The dude basically got no chin. He's getting knocked out left and right, just like you said. Two losses in a row. His last win, though, was 3 years ago against Joaquim Silva. Joaquim Silva's still in the UFC, but then before that, he lost again to Kevin Aguilar, and I don't think Kevin Aguilar is in the UFC. Kenan Song, he's got knockout power, and he's got more dog in him to me. I don't think Ricky Glenn is UFC caliber anymore, to be honest with you. And I think if he loses this fight, he's going to get cut from the UFC. Kenan Song, I think he's going to win this fight. He's going to be more powerful in there. He's going to have the more significant strikes in there, and he's going to win by knockout, in my opinion. I know I said that I might not bet the fight straight up, but I think the under 2.5 makes sense to me.
A lot of
All right,
sense.
let's go on up to the next fight, ladies and gentlemen. And this fight is pretty cut and dry, in my opinion, if you know these fighters. This fight is scheduled to be in the featherweight division. We got Jack Jenkins versus Herbert Burns. Jack Jenkins, 12-3, minus 550 favorite, crazy. 31 years old, 5'7", 68-inch reach. Herbert Burns, 11-5, plus 410 underdog, 36 years old, 5'9", 74-inch reach. Jack Jenkins going to have the home field advantage. He's going to have the cardio advantage. He's going to have the power advantage. He's going to have almost every advantage in this fight. Herbert Burns coming in on a 3-fight losing streak, fighting for his job. His job is on the line in this fight. I guarantee you, folks, if he loses this fight, which he will, he's going to get cut from the UFC. If you guys don't remember from a long time ago, a little bit a while ago, he got carried outside of the octagon by his brother, Gilbert Burns, which is not a good look. And yeah, he's getting finished a lot, man. And Jack Jenkins, he's got really good wrestling. He's got sneaky KO power. He's got good cardio. I don't see anywhere where Jack Jenkins is going to lose this fight. You can call him a lock of the century. Minus 550, though, is not bettable, but you can throw him a little parlay inside the distance. Why not? That's going to be a better number. I'm not sure what that is, but I'm pretty sure that's going to be a better number. Um, if you guys want to be degenerates and bet on Herbert Burns, then be my guest. But he's not going to be on my slip. What's going on with your slip, bro?
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you. This is a fight where my hard-earned money will not be going on. You know, because this is a fight where you're like, oh yeah, Jack Jenkins should just come in here and finish Herbert Burns, but Jack Jenkins can't really finish anybody. Dana White was upset at Jack Jenkins on the Dana White Contender Series, so he felt like he was coasting, but gave him a contract anyway. This guy Herbert Burns, man, like our guy CJ said, man. This guy's a quitter. He got carried out versus the Bill Algeo by his brother. He quit he pretty much quit on everybody. Gilbert had to stop him from quitting. He did look better versus Julio Arce in his last one 4 months ago. Still got knocked out. These guys that he's losing to, if I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt, Daniel Pineda probably would lose to Jack Jenkins. Bill Algeo, I would probably go Jack Jenkins at this given point in time. And probably Julio Arce. I got Julio Arce over Jack Jenkins if we're going to keep it a buck. So, Jack Jenkins has been fighting me, not Jack Jenkins. Herbert Burns has been fighting some tough guys. But I definitely have to go Jack Jenkins. Sneaky play is probably a 3-year decision. Jack Jenkins by third round or maybe decision, because I just can't see Jack Jenkins finishing anybody. There's a better chance of Herbert Burns finishing. I don't know. Weird fight. My money's not going on it. I'm going Jack Jenkins by third round TKO. And we can move on to the next one, to be honest with you. So we actually got this Tom Nolan fight we got to break down too. So don't forget about it. All right. So we got Tom Nolan. Oh,
Wait, hold on. That's Casey O'Neill's next.
We skipped Tom Nolan.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that. Fucking ads.
Yeah, that happens. Tom Nolan versus Alex Reyes. And to be honest with you, this is kind of grapes and oranges, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. I think Tom Nolan is gonna knock out Alex Reyes in the first 3 minutes of this fight. What do you have for me, CJ?
Minus 1100 is just fucking crazy, bro. That number is just nuts. I agree. Tom Nolan should win this fight pretty damn easy, but my money is not going anywhere near this fight, bro. I think just every number that you bet is going to be juiced to the gills. Alex Reyes is not that great. Plus 700. It's pretty bad, man. It's pretty bad. The number's pretty bad. So I would stay away. Just enjoy this as a fan. Tom Nolan inside the distance, probably in the first or second round. Next fight, guys. All right, we just did that. My bad.
Yep.
Got their jitters because coming back, gotta get used to it again. Casey O'Neill going against Luana Santos. This is going to be a very interesting fight, in my opinion. And Casey O'Neill, 9-2, plus 125 underdog, 26 years old, 5'6" with a 69-inch reach. Luana Santos, 8-1. She is 24 years old, 5'6", 67-inch reach. Both of these women are pretty damn young, still evolving and still learning in their careers. Casey O'Neill, though, coming in out of a 2-fight losing streak, and Luana Santos is just improving each and every single time she steps foot inside the octagon. Casey O'Neill is going to have home field advantage because she lives in Australia. They're going to be in Australia, but I don't think that's going to matter in this fight because I think Luana Santos is going to be just a little bit better anywhere the fight goes, whether it's on the ground, on the feet, wrestling, scrambles, grappling. I think Luana Santos is going to just be a step ahead of Casey O'Neill in this fight. Casey O'Neill, though, pretty damn tough, so I don't think she'll be finished. I think this is going to a decision. So that's going to be my pick, Luana Santos by decision.
So, yeah, I think this is going to be a very good fight, like CJ said, because you got Casey O'Neill, 2-fight losing streak, She was the hot prospect, probably about 2 years ago. This was the girl that everybody wanted in their parlay. Then she lost to Jennifer Maia, and Jennifer Maia stole all that hype. Luana Santos, man, she's a chick who's pretty good. She got fed Mayra Guapova in her last one. I thought she was looking okay. I thought Akapova, excuse me. I thought Akapova was actually looking pretty good before she got taken down. And yeah, I don't know, man. This is gonna be a very intriguing fight, and I'm rolling with the dog, Casey King O'Neill here. I think that the first round is gonna be greasy for Casey O'Neill, but I think that she's gonna get her grappling going because I was digging into Luana Santos and her first loss, and the girl was taking her down at will, and she didn't have no answer for it. I know Casey O'Neill isn't the best wrestler, but she definitely been working with Travis Luter and some other guys, and she's been definitely trying to get better. So she's been trying to figure out all these holes that she have in her game because, like CJ said, man, she's still young, and that would be a shame for her to get already cut from the UFC at 26 years old. I'm going Casey O'Neill by decision, man, and that's what I'm rolling with. Um, probably not a bet for me, but it's just what I'm looking for. I think Casey O'Neill's gonna bounce back. We're gonna slide to the next one where we got Josh Culibao versus Ricardo Ramos, and man, another person that fell off a cliff, man. Ricardo Ramos, this dude fell off the Grand Glaciers, bro. Um, he's coming off a loss to Julian Erosa, where he had Julian Erosa cracked, and got overzealous, ran in there, gave him his neck. And if you give Juicy J your neck, he's out of there, bro. And I predicted that, and that was one of our last shows. And I predicted Julian Rosa to win that one. Then now he had lost to oh, see, I got more ads on my screen. Then oh yeah, that was the Julian Rosa he had lost to, but prior to that, it was Jordan Juicy, not Juicy J, Charles Jourdain. That's the jitters she was talking about. But I just feel like Josh Culibao in this fight, he's just gonna take over. This dude's hard to finish. He was looking a little brittle versus Danny Silva in his last one. Danny Silva had him cracked all over the place. I believe you actually picked Danny Silva. That was a good call on you. But I definitely feel like Josh Culibao is the better fighter here. Like if you look at the people that Josh Culibao's beat to the people that Ricardo Ramos beat, and maybe even the people that Ricardo Ramos has lost to. Like if we're looking at it like um, uh, Turkov, I ain't gonna lie, give me Culibao. Charles Jourdain, give me Culibao. Maybe Juicy J. Maybe Juicy J. I would probably take Juicy J over Culibao. Long story short, give me the favorite, Josh Culibao. Put it in your parlay, folks, before he's a minus 230 before they step into canvas. What's up, brother?
You hear that, bro? You hear that? You hear that? It's dog of the
Yeah.
card time, bro. It's dog of the card time. I'm telling you, bro. My dog of the card for the UFC 305 is Ricardo Ramos. This dude is gonna bounce back on this card. I think Josh Culibao is pretty good. He's pretty solid. But Ricardo Ramos, I think is gonna expose him on the ground here, bro. If this fight goes to the ground, it's pretty much over here. Culibao, like I said, he's pretty solid. I like him, but I like Ricardo Ramos a little bit better. I think he's a little bit sharper on the feet. I think he's got more experience. Like he's fought the tougher competition, and I just like him, bro. I like his style. Um, I like Culibao as well. Don't get me wrong. I just don't think he's gonna win this fight. Unfortunately, both of these guys are riding a two-fight losing streak. But I'm gonna put my money on Ricardo Ramos here, and yeah, give me the dog on this spot, bro. All fucking day. Let's go on up to the next fight. And this is the featured prelim fight scheduled to be in the heavyweight division. Scheduled to be in the heavyweight division. We got Junior Tafa versus Valter Walker. Both of these guys are not that great, so I'm not sure why this is in the heavyweight division. I think they're expecting a finish, and I think there is going to be a finish in this fight. Someone is going to get knocked out. Junior Tafa, he's 5-2. This is a pick 'em. Both of these guys are minus 110. Junior Tafa, he's 27 years old, 6'3", and a 72-inch reach. Volter Walker, 11-1, 26 years old, 6'6", 81-inch reach. He's gonna have a 3-inch reach advantage and almost a 10-inch reach advantage and a 3-inch height advantage. I apologize about that mistake, but oh my god, I was going back and forth on this fight, guys, because like I said in the beginning of this breakdown, none of these guys aren't that great. So I don't think I'm going to be betting this fight. There's a lot of unders, I think, on this card. I think we're going to see a lot of finishers finally on this card. Um, I'm still going back and forth, man. I'm trying to buy time to think about it. Judah Tafa, he's fought the tougher competition. He's been in the UFC longer. Valter Walker, man, he looked like absolute trash in his debut, and that's the only reason I'm fading him here. Give me Judah Tafa to win by knockout. Who you got, bro?
You know, this is actually a very weird fight, man. Like CJ saying, I've been agreeing with bro a lot. I'm gonna agree with him that it is a weird fight. But go ahead and give me Volter Walker. I know that this is just a weird fight, and let me tell you why though, because you got a guy in Muhammad Usman. He beat Junior Tafa on the ground. You got a guy, and he was winning minutes on the feet as well, and that's Muhammad Usman, whose stock just went down. Then you got Rodrigo de Lima, and I'm trying not to give Tafa too much shit because he came in on like 5 hours notice or something like that. But I feel like no, it was actually days notice because he came in and weighed in late. So my thing is he can lose anyway. If you take him to the ground, he's losing minutes there. He has no ground game. He's a fish out of water there. He had Usman cracked in his own right, couldn't get him out of there. I just think that Walter Walker, he's going to be able to impose his game a little bit better. And he does have that 10-inch reach advantage, almost 10, it's 9. I just feel like he's going to be able to extinguish his game a little bit, establish his game a little bit better than Tafa can. Tafa should knock out Walker here, but I mean, Walker just went from being a minus 400, so I'm not going to just, oh, he sucks now. I'm gonna go ahead and give him the
I'm just
benefit of the
saying, bro.
doubt.
He gassed out on him in 2 minutes.
He did though. No, he did though. That's 100% facts.
That's pretty concerning. So that's why I'm picking Tafa, bro. But hey, man, if you
Yeah,
think Walker's gonna win this fight, I'm staying away money line wise, but I'm pretty sure
and
the under.
yeah, and the money's coming in on Tafa right now. It says minus 110 on the screen. Um, Tafa is actually a minus 125 right now. So I'm going against the grain here. So I don't know. Someone's just telling me Walker, but I'm not. We're gonna move on. Um, and as we move on, let me plug my MacBook in. There we go. All right. As we move on, we have Jingliang versus Carlos Prates, and I actually think this is going to be an amazing fight. Um, well, let me get to the screen real quick, making sure the MacBook didn't die here, folks. All right. So Carlos Prates, he's 19-6. He had to come from behind win. I wouldn't say it was come from behind because Charles Radke, he was kind of from behind the whole time, but Carlos Prates ended up knocking Charles Radke out, and that was actually a damn good knockout. Good call from CJ. I went with the dog. I was like, go ahead and give me Charles Radke. Nah, man, this dude Carlos Prates is actually pretty good, but he's getting a big step in competition in the Leech, man. And we ain't seen the Leech in a minute. It's been a little minute. I'll give you guys that. Um, And I think that's what's going to be his problem in this one. Carlos the Nightmare Prates has been on a roll. And this game in UFC is unforgiving. The guy who's on a roll, he's usually gonna bounce back, man. He's gonna probably find a chin because to be honest with you, you know, D Rod was piecing. I had thought that D Rod for surely lost, in which I still think the Leech won the fight whenever they had a little swap with that whenever Hamza had missed weight and had three people swap opponents. I thought D Rod lost the fight, but I could see how two judges gave him the fight, and he did end up winning the fight because he was piecing the Leech up. And a guy in Carlos Prates, the younger, fresher fighter, he literally just turned 31 years old, as you see on the screen. He's gonna knock the Leech out. He's knocking him out on Saturday. Um, he's a minus 230 on the screen. Right here, in my odds, he's a minus 245. And man, whenever they get their feet in the octagon, Carlos Prates is going to be a minus 300. I just don't see many worlds where, because whenever the Leech is getting there, winning minutes, big bomb's going to land from Prates, just like in the Trevin Giles fight. Trevin Giles was winning until he wasn't. Give me Carlos Prates first or second round knockout.
And here's my lock of the card, bro. I was saving it for this fight. Carlos Prates is a lock. Minus 230 is an excellent number. I got him at minus 220 when I first saw the line. So kind of beat the line right there. And I agree with you. His line is gonna jump up when fight night happens. Jingliang the Leech coming back to the UFC, so I respect that. And even if he does lose this fight, which he should, I see him sticking around for a little bit. He's gonna be a gatekeeper, sort of. You know what I mean? And this is exactly what Carlos Prates needs: another win to push his momentum for that belt. And I feel like Carlos Prates has potential to be a title contender in the next 1 to 2 years. Jiling Yang, man, he's kind of dangerous too. Don't get it twisted. So he's got knockout power. He's got pretty good submissions. But he should lose this fight. He's been out of the UFC for a little while now, and Carlos Prates should get the W by knockout. Let's move on up to the next fight, guys. Speaking of knockouts, this is gonna be another knockout right here, folks. Someone's gonna get knocked out in this heavyweight fight between Tuivasa against Jairzinho Rozenstruik. Tai Tuivasa riding a 4-fight losing streak, but UFC doesn't care because they love Tai Tuivasa just because of how marketable he is and how much of his fan base he's got. Tai Tuivasa is going to have the home field advantage at Australia. He's 14-7 plus 160 underdog, 31 years old, 6'2", with a 75-inch reach. Jairzinho Rozenstruik. He's 14-5, minus 185 favorite, 36 years old, 6'2", 78-inch reach. Jairzinho Rozenstruik, he's a former dog of the card. I don't know. I'm not sure if you remember that, bro, but I picked him against Derek.
Gaziev.
Yeah, I picked him, bro. Everybody picked Gaziev. Nah, I knew Rozenstruik was going to win that fight. T- Tai Tuivasa, bro, he's a fun fighter. He always goes at it. He's always looking for that knockout. Jairzinho Rozenstruik, he's just sitting back, waiting for that counter strike so he can knock you out. And that's exactly what's going to happen in this fight. I'm telling you guys, Jairzinho Rozenstruik is going to win. And he's going to knock out Tai Tuivasa in his hometown. Mark it down, folks. Who you got in this fight?
Man, it's tough because I feel like the UFC just put all these people on losing streaks. Just like here you go. Let's see what you can do. Josh Culibao and his opponent. You got Casey O'Neill. You got Bam Bam on a 4-fight losing streak, and they didn't do him no favors because they gave him Biggie Boy. They tried to. Let's make this clear. They tried to feed Biggie Boy to Shamil Ghazi. They tried to, but he lost. And I ain't gonna lie, I picked them Russian. I picked the Russian heavyweight. He cashed me out last week, so we all good now. But yeah, man, I definitely think that Rozenstruik is gonna probably knock out Bam Bam, and I hate that because it just probably is gonna happen. Let's make this clear though. I see a world where Bam Bam bounces back, and we're doing shoeys. I've seen Rozenstruik knocked out. He's been knocked out twice, actually. I forgot the second person who had knocked him out. I think it was Volkov that knocked him out. Let me go check out.
But
Yeah,
Volkov
it was.
also just knocked out Tai Tuivasa recently, so
Yeah, that's actually crazy. Yep. So he had got knocked out by Volkov, and then obviously you can't forget the Francis Ngannou knockout where Francis just came in running and clipped him. I'm like, oh my lord, that was. I was like 3 years into my fandom right there, and I was like, whoa, I've been a fan ever since, man. Go ahead and give me Biggie Boy. Let's make this clear though. I think there's a world where Bam Bam's doing shoeies tonight in a stranger's shoe. I don't know. I'm just the hairs on the back of my neck are telling me Tai Tuivasa bounces back. But we can slide to the next one, and in which we have a pretty good fight. We can call this the featured fight of the night. We got Mateusz Gamrot versus Dan Hooker, and it's actually gonna be a good one, man. So good that we got to get a tell of the tape going. We got Gamrot 5'10", Dan Hooker 6 foot. 7'5" and a point .5 reach for Mr. Dan Hooker himself. We got 70.5-inch reach for Gamrot. And man, Gamrot, a guy that he's been getting clipped left and right, man. And you remember when I told you guys back on CJ show versus RDA, man, I was like, I will be paying attention to fading Gamrot in the future. And I found it. I found it. My dog of the card, the Hangman. They brought Gamrot, Chinny Gamrot. They brought him from Poland to get slept on me. It's happening. Dan Hangman Hooker is going to catch Gamrot and finally put him out because, Gamrot has been clipped by everybody. He got clipped by Jeremy Stevens. He got clipped by Armin Sarukian. Just got clipped by RDA. I'm just like, who is this guy not getting clipped by? Like, because I had looked at everything. I'm trying to see if there's a fight. He got clipped by Jalen Turner. The only fight that I did not see him get clipped in was versus Diego Ferreira. Dan Hooker knockout. There's absolutely a world where Mateusz Gamrot is controlling Dan Hooker. But Dan Hooker has good jiu-jitsu. He has a good get-up game, and he's way longer than this dude. Long-rangey boxer. He stood toe-to-toe with Jalen Turner. Mateusz Gamrot could not stand toe-to-toe with Jalen Turner. I feel like everybody's Gamrot, we know what he's going to do. So it's just Dan Hooker got the big knees up the middle. Man, Gamrot's going to get hit with some. KO, what you got for me, bro?
This is going to be a very interesting fight, and I agree with you. The number should be closer than the numbers. The number should be this fight should be closer than the number says. Mateusz Gamrot, though, riding a 3-fight winning streak. He's number 4 in this division, and that's for a reason. The dude is a wrestling machine. He's the best wrestler in this division besides Islam Makhachev, and that's 100% facts. Mateusz Gamrot. He's 33 years old, still pretty young, still in his prime. He's 5'10", so he's gonna have a little bit of a disadvantage for the height. Dan Hooker though, he's gonna have a 5-inch reach advantage. He's fighting a 2-fight winning streak, which is pretty good. He's gonna be in New Zealand, which is basically like Australia. They're neighbors. Um, this is going to be a pretty damn good fight. Dan Hooker, he's got that dog in him, so I don't blame you or anyone for that matter for taking him as their dog of the card or their dog shot. Plus 210 is a pretty good number for Dan Hooker in this fight, but he's not my pick. Mateusz Gamrot is my pick for this fight. I just think the wrestling, the constant pressure, and just always being on him because we all know that Mateusz Gamrot is relentless with the wrestling, relentless with the grappling. He just keeps coming at you, bro. So give me Mateusz Gamrot, and I got him winning by decision or submission because we've seen Dan Hooker tap out before. So give me Mateusz Gamrot in this fight. Minus 260 though, kind of wide. That number's kind of wide. So I don't think I'm gonna bet it straight up. I am gonna bet the over. Hopefully 1.5 is what they give us. Let's go on to the next fight, which is the co-main event of the evening. And this fight is gonna be a straight up banger. Kai Kara France versus Steve Erceg in the flyweight division. Some can call this a title contender, even though Steve Erceg just had a title shot. This can be a number one contenders match in my opinion. Kara France, he's 24-11, plus 190 underdog, 31 years old, still pretty young, 5'4", 69-inch reach, and he's riding a 2-fight losing streak. Steve Erceg, he's 12-2. He just suffered his first loss in the UFC against the current reigning and defending champion, which is Pantoja. And I told you guys Pantoja was going to win that fight. Um, Steve Erceg, 12-2, like I said, minus 230 favorite, 29 years old, fighting in his hometown of Australia, 5'8", 68-inch reach. And yeah, this is gonna be a pretty damn good fight. And I love Steve Erceg. He's one of my favorite fighters, besides Brandon Moreno and Pantoja. Cara France, he's got that dog in him, bro. So I'm not gonna cut him out in this fight, but I think someone's gonna get stopped in this fight. I really do, because both of these guys got power, both of these guys got really good cardio, and both of these guys will look for the finish. So give me Steve Erceg to win by knockout. Let's go.
Yeah, somebody is definitely getting knocked out in this one. That's for sure. Go ahead and give me Astro Boy to go ahead and take the neck of Kai Car France, and it's going to be definitely devastating. So we're definitely in disagreement of the finish, so that's something to look out for. Probably want to go inside the distance, folks. So on the feet, man, it's going to be exciting, and Steve Erceg knows that. And I think probably Steve Erceg, one of his best qualities is his mind. And having said that, he's going to take this fight to the ground. He's not going to be scared to stand with Kai Car France, but let's be honest, man. This dude, he can crack, man. Like, to be honest with y'all, I picked Amir Albazi versus Kai Car France, but I swear on everything, I swear I thought Kai Car France won that fight. Um, so this is a guy who could have been challenging for a belt, but he lost, and he had got the liver kick from Brandon Moreno for the interim title, and that was bad for him. Steve Erceg, man, I'd be remiss if I didn't say this, man. Yeah, Pantoja did win, but I felt like there was an argument for 1, 2, and 4. I, Pantoja won 3. That was his only clear round, and I went back and watched that. It was his only clear round. I stand on that. I challenge anybody in the comments if you guys want to say, hey, but fifth round he could have had it. He chose to wrestle with Pantoja. So stupid. CJ, you know it. It was that close. But hey, man, Steve Erceg is gonna take the back of France, and it's gonna be a great night for him. So we can move on to the next one, where we have the main event of the evening, folks. So make sure, hey, we back. Make sure you put a like on the comments, put a like on the video. Make sure you comment. Just appreciate that we back, because I'm happy to be back, man, for sure. So we got Izzy Adesanya versus Dricus du Plessis, man, and this fight is gonna be pretty good, because this is a fight where you got two alphas, you got two alpha males going at it. You got Israel Adesanya, he did just lose to Strickland. I get that. He lost to Strickland. I feel like, Strickland caught him by surprise. I feel like that wouldn't happen again if they fought. That was probably a outcome in Strickland winning versus Adesanya that happens 2 times if they fight 10 times. Because I thought Adesanya was going to knock him out with the pressure, just like Pereira did. Um, this is a fight where everybody's been counting Adesanya out, and it feels like reminiscent of whenever he was fighting Pereira the second time in the UFC, where everybody counted him out. I thought that Pereira was going to knock him out again, and then he got him rocked. Adesanya was taking leg kicks, was on the fence, caught him with a big bomb, and then caught him over the ear. Pereira out cold, man. And I think that this is going to happen here. I picked Dricus to beat Sean Strickland. I'm taking Adesanya to knock out Dricus du Plessis. I love Dricus, and I've been winning so much money on him. But I always had that thought in the back of my head, like, this dude just comes in, somebody's gonna clip him one day. That's the thought I always have in my head. And now we have the guy who can do it. So gotta put a waiver out there. This is how this fight's gonna go. It's 2 ways. It's not going a distance, I don't believe, unless Dricus wins by decision. But here's the 2 ways. I'm going Adesanya by KO, and I'm picking what I'm going to tell you guys. So either Dricus is on the gas, almost about to kill Adesanya, pressuring him, back foot him, pretty much just like the Strickland fight. Or Dracus is going to get beat up, leg kicked to death, just like the Paulo Costa fight, and Adesanya is going to knock him out probably in the second or third round. This fight ain't going a distance, man. This ain't no Sean Strickland 5-round stalk war. Someone's getting knocked out. I'm going Adesanya to shock the world again and show us why he is one of the biggest superstars in the UFC.
All right, great breakdown. So, Israel Adesanya, he's been going almost a year, 10 months, right? Dricus to Plessis, he's been proving me wrong, bro. I've faded him almost his whole career. I've picked him only once or twice since being in the UFC. I'm not gonna lie. I just don't like his fighting style. I think he's sloppy, and I think he goes for too many risks in his fights. And I get it. He wants to be fun. He wants to be exciting, but you gotta be smart in there. And Israel Adesanya, he's one of the smartest, if not the smartest, current UFC fighter fighting right now. Besides my dude, my favorite, John Bones Jones. But I do consider Israel Adesanya right under John Bones Jones. I think Israel Adesanya is going to come back, reclaim his throne, and become the new middleweight UFC world champion. I'm gonna fade Dricus Duplessis again, bro. And if this dude wins, I'm never gonna fade him again because he just keeps proving me wrong. But I really do think though that Israel Adesanya is one of the greatest. Um, he's 35 years old, so he's getting a little bit older up there. But I still think he's gonna move. He's gonna get in there. He's gonna look his old self. He's gonna roll with the punches like he usually does. He's one of the greatest at that. He's got really good range, sneaky KO power, really good cardio, and he's got that dog in him, like that real dog in him. And Drake still Duplessis, he's got nasty KO power. He's got sneaky, and I say sneaky cardio because he looks like he's always tired and breathing heavily. But I guess that's just how he is. And this is going to be a really good, exciting main event. Hope you guys enjoy it because I'm definitely going to enjoy it. I'm definitely going to watch it. Give me Israel Adesanya, and I'm going to put him on my bet slip. He's going to win this fight, guys. So that was the breakdown. That was our picks for UFC 305, Dreki Duplessis versus Israel Adesanya for the middleweight world championship going down this Saturday, and it's going to be in Australia. Any last words, my dude?
Yeah, man. Just to touch back on the main event. Yeah, man. This might be a time where we see Izzy flat on his back, knocked out because yeah, man, like I said, his fight's not going the distance. And there's absolutely a world where Dracus knocks him out again. Or not, gets a knockout because it just can happen. We have Jared Cannonier versus Brow next week after this week, so that'll be good. They still got to add a couple of fights on that card. They only got 9 fights right now, so that'd be a good one. Early
Early
lean.
lean, bro. Early lean. Give me Kyle Bio all day.
Go ahead, give me Kyle, man. Fresher fighter, man.
The dude is a beast, bro. The dude is a problem, bro. He's gonna be up there. If he wins this fight, he's gonna be a champion one day.
Bro, Cannonier, he's making too much money. I feel like the UFC is trying to get him off the roster, bro. But hey,
But we're back. CJUFC picks. My dude Gibbs. Go check him out. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, everywhere. CJUFC picks. Sports Fanatic Gibbs. We're back at it each and every single week. We're back. UFC 305 is going to be a good one. And thank you, Gibbs, for joining me here tonight. I really appreciate it, brother.
yes, sir.
Have a good night, everyone. Take it easy.